Thank you. Mr. Chairman, over 20% of seniors in this country, believe it or not, are trying to survive on $15,000 a year or less. Half of seniors in America are trying to survive on $30,000 a year or less. I'm not quite sure how they do that. Nearly half of older workers in America today have no retirement security. Mr. Jones, what I want to ask you is a very general question. Railroad workers have been successful over the years in fighting for decent pensions. Many workers in America have not. In fact, we have had workers here from the automobile industry who reminded us that their grandparents had won good benefits, good retirement benefits, pensions that they do not have today. In many ways, we have gone backwards in that area. Talk for a moment about what it means for a railroad worker to know that when he or she retires, there's going to be a decent pension for that family.
Well, Senator, I will say that the Railroad Retirement Board was set up for just those reasons that you mentioned. Old railroad workers were having to work till they couldn't work anymore, and they didn't have a security. They didn't have anything, So the system was set up just for that, just like you're talking about. And as I said, in a few months, I'm going to retire. And I started drawing a paycheck from somebody when I was 12 years old. So I don't know exactly how it's going to feel sitting at the house with a check coming in the mail. But I have that security, and I know that my defined benefit is going to come and going to support me and my family on up until the golden years. So just knowing that you're able to say, okay, it's time for me to go. I've worked hard. I've got a good pension, and I don't have to worry about what tomorrow looks like. And I don't know how anybody leaves a job without that.
Well, I think you're right. Do you think that defined benefit pension concept is something we should expand to other workers throughout our economy?
I think that all railroaders could support everybody having a defined benefit.
Good. Well, I agree with you. Mr. Shirley, thank you very much for being here. I strongly support your request. Tell us why. What are some of the financial problems? I understand that there are backlogs now that should be addressed with increased funding. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We operate with a COBOL-based technology system that was initiated in the 1960s. So let's start with technology, which I think is our biggest need. We had our overall employment numbers when the three of us were all appointed. By the way, the first time since its inception that all three board members were appointed at the same time. We had a staff of 840 persons when we took office. Last week, we were down to 660. Our IT staff alone was 130 people when we took office. We're down to 65. We have 8 COBOL developers on board right now, 6 of whom could retire with full retirement benefits tomorrow. And so that's probably our most critical initial need. We have a backlog right now. We believe we do a pretty good job of issuing benefits, initial benefits, in an accurate and timely manner. Yet we have a backlog of 100,000 cases where someone is receiving benefits, but through some change in life events, a change in employment status or whatever, we may be paying them too much, we may be paying them too little, and yet we don't have the staff to do the follow-up. And part of that's technology, but part of that's just personnel. So we think it's probably overall pretty much a wash of the overpayments and the underpayments, which to the system is neutral possibly. Right. But if you're the person that's been overpaid $30,000 and now we come to you 5 years later, it's pretty unpleasant.
Yes.
And so we don't want to be obviously we don't want to be over or underpaying anyone. The field offices, we have not, since we've taken office, we haven't had to outright permanently close any of the offices, but we do have to close them for times of day. We have a single-person office, obviously. People are entitled to vacation. They get sick. So a single-person office isn't providing the kind of service that we would like to provide. And so we have to look at, imminently, we have to look at what do we do with these offices. So those are some of the lowlights of where we're at today. And the irony is the money's there. And the railroaders have, and their employers have paid it in. I mean, the beauty of this system is it's self-sustaining. We're not asking the taxpayers to increase the federal deficit, if you will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.